Hi, I'm Yann, and welcome to my little space in the interwebs. Here, I share with you about my trips, like where do I go, what do I eat, how much do I spend, where do I stay, you know the drill. But this is not your story of me selling everything I own and traveling the world continuously, though this is definitely something I would like to do in the future, but not yet. Most of my trips are your typical 1 to 2 weeks or even weekenders. Got a lot of people asking me about my most recent trips. That's why I decided to make this video series. So today we are actually going to discuss one of my dream countries to visit, the wonderful kingdom of Morocco. So I went to Northern Africa on a solo trip last year, and a lot of people have been asking me like, hello, why are you going to Morocco? It's a Muslim country, it's not safe, and you know, it's just there. A lot of my family members and a lot of my friends think that it's not a very safe place to visit, but where is safe anyway? Though of course it's very important to be cautious whenever you're traveling so that you don't get into trouble, but that's actually what I'm going to talk about today. Today I'm going to share with you the top 11 mistakes that I did when I visited Morocco. If you want to watch the videos that I made from my trip to Morocco, I have a playlist. It's going to be in the comment section, so please check it out. I haven't watched it yet. Number 1 is not bringing a carry-on luggage. I'm not an overpacker, and I actually lived off my backpack for the past few weeks that I've been to Morocco and Turkey. One of my regrets and mistakes probably is not carrying luggage. A lot of people would be like, if you're going to go on a solo trip, bring a backpack, because you need both of your hands to be able to hold stuff and catch stuff and things like that. But I actually regret not having a luggage. Don't get me wrong, I'm used to living off of it because I do field works when I was studying geology in the university, and I was really okay with just having a backpack, but it was really hard. Like, there were times that I have to look at my phone map and I have to stop in the middle of I don't know where, and I couldn't even like put my bag down, which was really heavy because it had all of my stuff, and I wish I could have had like a small roller luggage that I can just prop there and, you know, be comforted a little bit, that I don't have to carry it in my bag. Number 2 is food and water. The mistakes that I made in with food and water is that I did not buy from the store that I saw from like train stations right away, because I have this assumption that if I'm staying at a hotel or a riad or an Airbnb, is that if I go down there might be a store, I could just buy water from there and snacks from there, etc., etc., but never assumed that that would be the case. I'm pretty sure there would be a store there, or the hotel that I'm staying in would have like food, but no. Like, no, there were no stores nearby. If you find a store, buy right away, because you might, of course it's not always the case. Like, if you're in Japan, never mind, there's a convenience store every few feet, but in an extremely different country like Morocco, for example, just go ahead and buy it. Which comes to mistake number 3. It still has to do about buying stuff, but in this case, not buying souvenirs. So again, I was just traveling with my backpack, no luggage, so I technically couldn't carry anything heavier than I already was. For example, I regret not buying a tea set, like a very beautiful tea set in Fez, or that carpet that I saw in Chef Sharon that I should have bought, but I didn't. And if you find something that you want, just go ahead and buy it. I mean, when will you ever be back? This is one of the things that you always have to keep in mind. But of course, you have to be smart in what you buy. Don't just buy everything, but just buy something that you really want and that you know that you'll regret if you didn't buy it. Like, it's been a year, but I still regret not buying that tea set and still regret not buying that carpet. So it's still in my head. Number 4, funny enough, this is about buying something, but you have to trust your instinct. And number 4 for me is not trusting my instincts enough. Now, on that note that I have wanted to buy, like I had a list of things that I actually wanted to buy in Morocco, and one of them was argan oil. There was a store in Marrakesh that was actually right like in the alley where our Airbnb was, and of course the guys there were like, hey, buy from us, visit us later, etc, etc. And there were a lot of tourists that actually go to that store, and there were women in the front, and they were actually like making the argan oil on the spot, and you would assume that, maybe that this is legit. But I told myself that no, I'm not going to buy from here because I'm still not sure if this is real argan oil, and I should have trusted my instinct in not buying them. Like, I came across a guy and a girl in the airport on my way to Turkey, and the guy was actually a hairdresser, and he said to me that, hey, you should put some argan oil in your hair, it's very popular here in Morocco. And I was like, oh yeah, I actually bought some, and I showed it to him, and he was like, oh no, you got cheated, this is not argan oil, this is they tried to think of the word and they're like, oh, this is cooking oil. We learn from experience, and if I would have bought that carpet, I wouldn't have this regret. That carpet, really. I'll try to look for a picture and put it somewhere here. But yeah, if you want to see the things that I actually purchased on my last trip, let me know so I can prepare those stuff and show them to you in a later video. Now, number 5 is all about Fez. It has something to do with number 4. Trusting your instinct. And my instinct was, I never lose money if money is on me. Like, I've never had an instance where I was pickpocketed and so on and so forth. But of course, you can never be too safe. So I left half of the cash that I was carrying in my Airbnb. I didn't lock my backpack because I was thinking, hey, if somebody wants to get into my backpack, they would just rip it open. But that would be too blunt. But anyway, that was my thought process. The reason why I noticed that I had money missing was because I had 20 euros in my passport holder. That's actually a souvenir. Then it was gone, and I investigated further, and out of my Turkey like wallet, because I have a wallet just for Turkey, $100 was also missing. It again is not a lot of money, but my mistake is not fighting for what is right. I actually believe in karma, so let's just have the universe decide on his punishment in the future. Number 6, still about Fez. One thing that I regret, I think is a big mistake on my part, is not traveling outside the Fez Medina. Of course, there's a lot of things that you can do inside the Medina. The leather factories, the stores, and mosques and stuff. And it's really big maze of the Medina, and you can spend the entire day walking around and getting lost. But one of the mistakes that I think I made was not venturing out of the Fez Medina, because there are actually different places outside of the Medina that would have been very nice place to go to. 7. Another place that I regret not visiting is Essaouira. Now, you know that I work online and I was still logging on to work every day, even if I was traveling, so I was in a very like strict timeline. And I regret not putting Essaouira in it. Maybe next time, but yeah, it would have been nice to be by the sea, because it's a port city, and that would have like added more to the experience of Morocco. Okay, number 8. So I mentioned earlier that I met a guy and a girl in the airport, and they were actually from Agadir. No, that's another mistake that I've made, is not visiting it. It's not like it's a place that is in the top 10 places you should visit when you go to Morocco. So you should not limit yourself to those top 10 things. You have to dig a little deeper and try to visit more places. And that's actually, I think, where you can find those goats entrees, which I wanted to see as well but wasn't able to. But anyway, I also met 2 Moroccan women in Turkey, and oh my gosh, they're the sweetest and most kind women I've ever met. And I wish that I visited Agadir, and I have an open invitation to go see them if I go back to Morocco. So aside from Essaouira, Agadir is also on the list. 9. Number 9 is a flight choice. I should have skipped flying into Casablanca. I should have just gone to Marrakesh right away. I should have flown straight to Marrakesh from Casablanca, because there's a connecting flight. So I should have done Manila, Doha, Casablanca, Marrakesh. I should have just not flew in and out of Casablanca. I should have just flew in Marrakesh and flew out Casablanca. Yeah, that's what I should have done. So if you were going to Morocco and you're thinking of flying into Casablanca, just fly into Marrakesh or fly into Fez or fly into somewhere else, and maybe save it for last for flying out. You're not gonna miss a lot. I mean, you just need a day to go around Casablanca. It's not as fun for me as when I was in Marrakesh or as when I was in Fez or Chefchaouen. Just don't visit it twice. I guess that's what I mean to say. Number 10 is, of course, because of time, I wasn't able to stay longer. And one of the mistakes that I did was not to like plan a longer trip in Morocco. I was always unpacking and packing and going on a train and a bus to a different place, and I should have stayed longer, maybe just a week longer. That would have made it like I could have visited Essaouira and I could have stayed longer in Fez to explore its outskirts, or I could have stayed longer in Chefchaouen and like gone to the mountains. Yes, you can do that there. I just did, you know, the usual Medina stuff, and I could have done a lot more. And I really, really love my trip to Morocco and what I would give to go back. I just should have stayed longer, but at least if I go back there, then I would know where to go right away, and I can visit the places I wasn't able to visit the first time. And I do believe that sometime soon I'll be back. Now for the last mistake that I made while traveling to Morocco is number 11 is actually not as grand as number 10. But I just regret not bringing my drone with me. Like, I have a DJI Spark. It's very small because I was afraid to bring it with me because I've seen a lot of videos of people. Of course, they have Phantom 4s and stuff. So when they brought their drones in, they were actually sequestered by the airport. But when I was traveling into Casablanca, I don't remember being my stuff being x-rayed going out of immigration, and I could have gone into Morocco with my drone with me. But I've seen a lot of other videos in the internet with like people with drone shots in Morocco, and it looks like a toy. Like the DJI Spark is so small that it looks like a toy, that it could have passed, you know, immigration with no problems. So I just wish I brought it with me, and so that I could have taken like a shot of the Sahara Desert or the top shot of the Medina in Fez or in Chefchaouen, but I didn't. My mistake. But I always try to bring it with me wherever I go, so you can find a lot of drone shots in my Instagram or in my upcoming videos. So that's actually it for this one. I know it's quite long. I'll try to edit it so that it will be quick and snappy, but yeah. Thank you for watching. There will be more videos about Morocco, like where I stayed, what I ate, how much I spent, and answer a very important question, especially to female travelers, is it safe to travel in Morocco? That will be in upcoming videos in the next few days, so please watch out for it. Again, if you know someone who's visiting Morocco, you can share this video. You can contact me through my Facebook or Instagram. I'm always online, and you can leave comments below about like things you want to know more about. This particular videos, of course, are only based on my experience, and all of it are my opinions. So if you have any questions, just ask away. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later.